All right, so we're going to get a little deeper into this, and I'll try to make this as brief as possible, but I learned a couple of things today and I want to share them with you. I went to my local dealer, grabbed some Ultra and some HP. I went to Lowe's and grabbed some Husky XP Plus and some of the cheapest no-name two-stroke oil I could find. Same thing at Home Depot. I bought the Power Care, but I also got some Red Armor, which is, most people really agree that's a great oil, and their Power Blend, which is a little less expensive. I got a sample at work from our AMSOIL distributor for some Dominator, and what I found was that the one-hit bottles are incredibly expensive. I normally buy my oil, my Schaefer's, in quarts, and I buy 6 quarts at a time and have them shipped to me. So let's go over some numbers real quick. All right, here's lesson number 1. If you want to get a better product, buy a little bit more bulk, not in the pre-mix things. You know, simply all I do is I went to my local auto parts store that has, you know, a paint and body section, and I just use this as a measuring cup to measure stuff out in quarts. It's really not that hard. But if you look at your unit price, and I did the math, that makes that generic oil $42 a quart. You know, obviously, and that was a 2.5 gallon mix. That still makes it $30 a quart at that volume. At Home Depot, that Power Blend was $4.47 to make 1 gallon. That puts that by volume at $54, $55. Red Armor at $61. The Power Care, you know, buying it in a 12 ounce. They didn't have any of the one hits there. And then Dominator, I found on eBay, you know, they'd ship a single quart for 30 bucks. You can get it, I'm sure, locally. Cheaper than that, go into like a motorcycle shop or, you know, a saw shop. So let's talk a few things more about what I would like to do going forward. You got a new sponsor on the show. It's Natty Light. After spending that kind of money on oil, I mean, hell, I'm so broke. We're jerking the dog off to feed the cat. You play that back and listen to it one more time. Anyway, so here's my goal. I want to run the saw at 40 to 1 and 50 to 1, tear the engine down each time and look inside. And, you know, these will be short-term tests, so we won't be able to see what, you know, where the carbon build up, you know, how's that doing. I really want to focus on making sure we got some oil in the crankcase. You know, is there something that's 50 to 1 that's going to be fine, that's actually going to leave some film in the crankcase and keep your crank and your bearings lubricated? Or, you know, are we going to have to run 40 to 1 to actually get that bottom end lubrication? All right, one last thing. I wish I was savvy enough to do all this testing, crunch it down, and put it in one nice gift wrap little package, 15-minute video. But I don't think anybody's gone in depth far enough to run the oil and then tear the engine apart and see, you know, where your lubrication properties are. You know, we'll talk about some individual likes and dislikes of the oil. How does it mix? How does it whatever? You know, and try and do individual highlights of each oil's strengths and weaknesses, and do those in like a little mini series. And I'll just start, you know, pushing those in between some of my regular repair videos and performance videos. So without making this any longer, again, I want to thank everybody for their support, all the views, the subscriptions, and the likes. So I'll keep doing this if you keep doing that. Thanks again, y'all. Have a great night.